Concrete Genius Pod, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you taking a second to listen to me. All my worldwide listeners, I appreciate y'all. I just got notice yesterday from my people. We are in 67 countries. I'm honored. I'm blessed. It's beyond words to realize that people are in 67 countries are hearing the sound of my voice. I really don't know. It's kind of overwhelming, but you can't really think about it too much because it'll throw you off. But I do want to thank God for the amount of people who share my content, who appreciate my content. I think it's 700 some cities, 67 countries. You know what I mean? So just that abundance of love and support I get from around the world. If you're not able to check out my audio podcast, I've got the link in the bio. You can check out all the audio versions. I got the video versions on my YouTube. And then I have clips on TikTok. I got clips on YouTube. I got clips on X. I got clips on Facebook. I'm anywhere you want to be, I'm there. I can get you this information. So please continue following, continue supporting me in my journey. I may not be perfect, but I'm the best me. And that's what God created. Concrete Genius Pod, man. First off, I want to say congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers, national champions of the college football playoffs, right? As a young man born and raised in Indiana, I never thought this would happen, right? I'm not going to sit up here in front and act like I'm a diehard Hoosier fan, even though I did used to bang Indiana hard when I was in jail just because, you know, you had to ride the car from your state, and I did used to bang hard for the Hoosiers. And as a child growing up, I was an avid Bobby Knight fan, Steve Alford, Keith Smart, the Big Shot, Mike Davis. I've always represented the state, but I'm not going to sit up here and act like I lived and died with the Hoosiers. But I do have several friends and that are alumni. My daughter, family members, cousins, friends, some of my closest, couple of attorneys that I deal with, my neighbors. So I'm so happy for the state of Indiana to be able to be on top of the college football world. This is probably the most spectacular turnaround in the history of sports for a program that was dormant for its entirety, right? To go from that to hiring Kirk Cignetti and holding up a national championship trophy in 2 years is beyond remarkable. So I want to say kudos to the Indiana Hoosiers, kudos to their players, their coaching staff, their fan base. You guys deserve this. Indiana's a state with a chip on its shoulder. We are a little nutty in the head sometimes, but when you scratch down to the surface, it's a lot of beautiful people here, a lot of good people here, sports bonds, communities here. It's a bedroom state. You know what I mean? Most people raise their kids, raise their families, and they go to bed. Like, they just try to be good people and raise their children to be better people than they were. So regardless of whatever problems you've had or anybody had in Indiana, for that IU logo, right, to be the face of college football as national champions in eternity is something nobody would ever thought they see in their lifetime, right? So as a lifelong Indiana kid, born and raised here, I just want to say congratulations. It's almost surreal, right? If you told anybody in the history of Indiana, right, that Indiana would be celebrating a national championship, they would have told you were insane, right? If you would have told somebody 3 years ago that Indiana would be in the college football playoffs, they would have told you were insane, right? Indiana was so low on the totem pole of the Big Ten, they were usually a gimme game, right? Before this coaching staff got to Indiana, Hoosier football fans celebrated wins over Ohio State from the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean? So just to have that euphoria in Indiana, to see the bars packed with people, to see the pride that comes with the Hoosiers winning the national championship, it would be disingenuous to not support that. You know what I'm saying? It would be disingenuous to not get them their flowers and get them their accolades. And not only that, what it does for football in the entire state, all the colleges in the state, all the high schools in the state. Football is really coming along in Indiana. So for that to happen with the Hoosiers, I'm extremely ecstatic for them. It sent chills in my body to hear Don Fisher, the legendary commentator of Indiana sports, probably for 50 years, maybe. I'm good friends with his son, Eric Fisher. To hear him make that call of Indiana winning the championship literally sent chills down my spine. So Hoosier fans, this is your day. Celebrate it. Gloat about it. Enjoy your parades, man. Enjoy your gear. Be proud, alumni, wherever you are. Be proud to be from Indiana, right? Revel in this time, because the best championships are not just the ones you wait for, but the ones you didn't expect to happen, right? You know, if you're in Indiana, you long for a basketball championship. You feel like it's your right for your school to be good in basketball. But as I said previously, no person could ever imagine Indiana football winning the national championship. And for that, I just think it's remarkable. A lot of people tried to question the legitimacy of Indiana as a football program. I'm talking to you, Power Feinbaum. A lot of SEC people, a lot of football people across the country are having a hard time understanding that Indiana was a football power. Football, as in anything, is ran by gatekeeping and hierarchy and comfort and familiarity, right? So a lot of football programs felt, they looked at Indiana like, who is this new guy on the block, right? Why are they here? This isn't legit. We don't appreciate these guys. So they hired the best coach available. And hiring the best coach available, in my opinion, was again, one of the most brilliant moves. Whoever the AD is in Indiana, kudos to you, right? And I hope this is a lesson for other Indiana universities, colleges, high schools, middle schools, rec programs, right? Stop sticking with familiarity, right? Stop thinking you have to hire alumni, right? Because people take so much pride in their high school and their college. Sometimes they're scared to step outside the box, right? Hire someone that wins, and winning will breed a relationship, right? Don't just hire someone due to the relationship. Find a winner. Find someone with a track record of winning to run your program, as the IU Hoosiers have done with Kirk Cignetti, right? Again, I'm happy for everybody, my family, any IU graduates I know. Kudos. I'm proud of you. Enjoy your moment. Concrete Genius Pod, man. Get a copy of my book, The Game Changer. 8 tips for man to find peace. Now that I got that sports out the way, let's get into some real conversations. And this is my conversation to people, period, but to Black people especially, right? Can we be nice to each other? Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. Let's not get caught up in the minutia of politics, in the minutia of the internet, in the minutia of being angry and aggressive and stressed out. It seems like every time, ever since the COVID lockdown, people have been stressed out and angry and rude to each other, unnecessarily mean to each other. It seems like the tension of politics has people rude and evil to each other. I don't care who you voted for. I'm going to treat you with courtesy and respect. I'm going to talk to you with respect. I'm going to talk to older people with respect. I'm going to be nice to people. I'm going to hold doors. I'm going to smile at people. And I think we need more of that in our society for our kids. Because no matter how angry you are, how disruptive you think you need to be online or be rude to people in public, we have to leave this world better for our children, right? And unless we get to the point where we can get back to civility, it's no way the world should be more civil in the 80s and 70s and 90s than it is in 2026. We got all this technology and we evil to each other. We got all this technology, all these resources, and everybody has so much angst and anxiety in the way they treat each other. And I think it's just so sad to see so much negativity, even when you try to avoid it, right? So my plea to people is take some time to figure out why you can't be kind to somebody, right? Don't let the stress of the world, the stress of watching the news every day, or the stress of your political beliefs make you be angry, rude, and evil to people you have to share the planet with. Because people you sharing the planet with are never going nowhere. Regardless of whatever hype, whatever agenda you're on, people are not going nowhere. So it is my understanding that I try to project. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm very reserved. I don't bother people. I don't hang with a lot of people. I don't really go out a lot unless it's like exclusive places because I don't want to be around people I don't want to be around, right? But we got to find a way to be nice to each other. We got to find a way to be more civil human beings. We got to find a way to conduct ourselves in a more articulate format. We got to find a way. Now, this is for Black people, especially. We got to find a way to cut down on the ignorance, right? It's too many Black people in their 30s and 40s and 50s acting ignorant, right? It's too many loud people. It's too many people who using profanity unnecessarily. It's too many people in their 50s with grandkids using profanity every 2-3 words, right? What kind of world are we kind of trying to leave to our kids, right? I'm sure my grandparents had their time in their days, but by the time I came along, they acted like grandparents, right? In the days of the internet, we got 40, 50-year-old men want to hang out and dress like they teenagers. We got 40 and 50-year-old women dressing half naked like they teenagers, right? And then when you say something about decorum, we so confused. Oh, you mad, you hating. Like, ain't nobody hating. We need to get back to a more civilized society, right? Where our men are gentlemen and our women are ladies, and our men conduct themselves like gentlemen and they learn manly skills to survive and raise families and lead other young men, and our women act like ladies and present a more feminine aura to lead the next generation of young ladies, right? How can I be a mentor to a group of young men and I'm acting like a 20-year-old, right? How can you be a mentor to a group of young ladies and you carrying yourself like a 20-year-old, right? We have to put more effort into conducting ourselves into the society we want to see as Black people, right? We can't be so hard on kids until we harder on our peers, right? We got too many ignorant peers, too many ignorant friends, too many ignorant 70s and 80s babies, right? Too many people still trying to turn up and live a life that they should have been done living 15 years ago, right? We got to put more intelligence in the atmosphere. We got to put more decorum in the atmosphere. We have to get back to standards for Black people. And I'm not speaking about being bougie or turning your nose up at people. I'm just speaking about common courtesy, common ethics, common decency when we go out. It shouldn't be a club full of people 30 years old and a shooting at a club and everybody's supposed to have jobs, right? Women shouldn't be getting sexually assaulted in a club full of Black men, right? We got to have more decorum, right? Women 40 years old shouldn't be dressing like 17, 19-year-old prostitutes. We got to have more decorum, right? A woman should be able to hold a conversation with an adult Black man and he not be cursing or getting upset because she's not interested in him, right? We have to get back to more decorum and more civility like we did when we were segregated. We got to get back to more kindness and more just a more fluid way of talking to each other, a fluid way of carrying ourselves, a more dignified way of carrying ourselves. Like, it's so bad now in the Black community, people that graduated from college want to act ignorant, right? Like, it used to be the college people were the one group of dignified people that you could lean on and look to as the higher standard of the Black community. Now the college dudes want to be trappers. The college girls want to be Megan Thee Stallion, right? We have no core set of ethics anymore. We just a mosh pit of mess, right? Our preachers are corrupt. Our children are belligerent. Our education systems are horrible, right? We don't have enough Black teachers and Black principals and Black leaders, right? We are not policing our children from pedophiles. We're not teaching our children about the struggles of the civil rights movement that our parents and grandparents went through. We're not teaching our children how to mop, how to clean, how to make a bed. We're not teaching our children nothing. We just giving them iPads so you can go on a trip with your friends. We just giving them iPads so you can be at the club at 40, right? Sometimes I see videos of people at the club or people hanging out and I'm like, man, these niggas retarded, bro. Like, and I was a wild boy. I was outside all the time. But it came to a point in my life when I had children and I'm like, you know what, man, I want to be in a house. I want to be with even before I got married, I didn't want to be out all the time. I made it a home that was a safe environment for me. I couldn't imagine, right, being in my 40s or 50s, feeling like I got to go out every weekend and be in a club with people 20 years younger than me, right? We got to get back to some model of decorum. We got to you man that's in your 40s and 50s, can we start talking to women in a more courteous manner, right? And I'm not saying let somebody walk over you. I'm not saying be a simp or whatever other insecurities you got. But what I'm saying is to lead as men, as Black men, we got to be secure in our emotions and our masculinity, right? And if we're doing that, the women who deserve our attention, they'll elevate and they'll be sought out and the matches will be made, right? But we got to start smartening up, man. Like, we done dumbed ourselves down for 30 years and we just dumb, right? Like, you turn on shit, you seeing 50, 40-year-old people on Pop the Balloon half naked. Man, y'all look dumb, bro. I'm sorry. Like, you seeing 46-year-old women in the club with shorts and drawers up their ass. Y'all look dumb. I'm sorry. You seeing dudes in their 30s and 40s with the same aesthetic as a dude in their 20s. Y'all look dumb. I'm sorry. And have y'all living somewhere that's probably not feasible. You know what I mean? We didn't let these phones and this atmosphere of always feeling like we got to be turned up and be seen. We don't even care what our real life is like no more, right? We didn't reach the age where a person can live in the slums, a shitty apartment, but as long as they got some Shein outfits or some Fashion Nova outfits to take pictures in and hit the club and buy a bottle of Don Julio, then life is good, right? So what world are we leaving to the children behind us, right? All you people that's popping on the internet, that's half naked, right? You 40, 50-year-old women that's half naked. You 40, 50-year-old niggas that think y'all still turn. What are you doing for the people behind you? Are you mentoring? Are you giving away survival tactics and skills to the children behind us, right? Are you fighting to keep these young Black men and women out of prison, right? Do you have enough moxie like your grandmother did to tell a young lady to not act like that, right? We so far removed from a stable Black society that the young girls is ratchet can't even get advice from the older women because the older women want to be ratchet, right? So we got to get out this level of confusion and level up intellectually. We got to level up socially. We got to level up in the way we talk to each other, in the way we treat each other. And only then can we make progress as Black people. Set a standard on how you want to be treated. Set a standard on how you want to be talked to. Set a standard on how you treat and talk to other people, right? Carry yourself like a man, right? Put some effort into your dress and your hygiene, right? Put some effort into smelling good, looking good, being articulate, being kind, being considerate. You know what I mean? Put some effort into holding the door for women. Put some effort into not being a sexual deviant. Put some effort into being honorable, right? Put some effort into being a guy with trustworthy bonds with other people, right? Ladies, put some effort into maturing. Put some effort into not being the 45-year-old lady that curses every 3 minutes, right? At one point, ladies, can y'all stop showing y'all titties in every picture? At what point can y'all stop taking pictures with your ass to the camera? Right? At what point, Black women, I'm asking, at what age does that stop, right? And listen, to you 10% of women who got the body for it, you know, you Angela Bassett chicks, I ain't talking to y'all. Do what you want to do. But most of y'all dress more conservative than the chicks that shouldn't be naked. If we being honest, let's just be honest, right? %85 of the women that wear revealing clothing over the age of 35 shouldn't be wearing it. I'm almost willing to go 90%, right? And let's just have an honest conversation. If you see 10 women over the age of 35 in a skimpy outfit, and it's a difference between sexy and skimpy, right? But let's be honest. The majority of time that you see a woman in an outfit that's too revealing, you know it's embarrassing, but you're scared to say it, right? We've come to a world where these phones have taken away all our shame. Social media has taken away all shame in the Black community, right? You see a nigga in the club, 49 years old. The nigga that made 7 families. Why you still in the club? Nobody's around to tell this old nigga he looking dumb, right? Nobody's around to tell this old nigga, hey man, go volunteer, bro. They need you at Indy Parks, man. They need you at the YMCA, bro. They need you at the Boys and Girls Club, man, right? Go teach your sons how to change a tire, bro. Change a battery, put on some jumper cables. You know what I mean? Like, go make it so your woman ain't got to pay bills or pump gas or go to the grocery store in the cold. Like, let's evolve into the men that our fathers were. Let's women evolve into the women that your mothers wore, right? Mothers were, excuse me. You can't tell me that in the 1990s, your 45-year-old mama was wearing a Shein outfit up her ass at 260 pounds. What are we doing here? Stop playing. So until we decide that we want more for ourselves and we want to mature and we want to age with the graciousness of life and stop trying to make up and get BBL surgeries at 41. So now you can be the whore that you didn't get to be at 20, or stop trying to get the beard dye and the surgery and the comb over shit so you can be the player that you've never been your whole life because now you got a phone and you worried about your image. We got to stop because now the kids are confused. The kids are raising themselves. And this has been happening since the crack era, the lean era. Now we in the perk era, the fentanyl era, and the adults are getting worse. At least in the crack era, we was rebellious. And our parents was a sign of stability. In the 90s, like parents were stable. You know what I'm saying? Parents had ethics. Now you parents want to be out at First Friday. Like everything ain't got to be a turn up. What's up, champ? Chilling, just chilling.
for the day since we don't got nothing, we don't got to wait for nothing tomorrow to got class. And I'm just stick to the plan. I said just Andrew Monday, Wednesday, football Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
So you gonna go to dude? You gonna go to dude Thursday?
I'm gonna go tell him check him out today and probably Thursday. He
Where
didn't text me back. Like I forgot to respond. I've been busy with class.
where you meeting him at today?
I'm finna text him and ask him and confirm, but what's it called? I know he texted me back said on Tuesday to Thursday work for him. He said he do afternoon, but I'm gonna text him say that's cool. See how this first session goes, yeah. Go from there.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then let me know. I'll send you the bread so you can do what you gotta do.
I'm I gotta start drinking more water. I was crapping. I know I'm down on that creatine, but
Yeah, you gotta take the potassium too, champ. That water. You got at least
vitamins this weekend.
yeah, and half your body weight in ounces. That's what the lady told me, especially for you being an athlete.
I'm finna, I was just letting you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna text him back. Finna go ahead and chill for a little bit. I'm gonna let you know what time I go to him.
Yeah, let me know what the time's supposed to be, and if I don't answer you, I got an eye doctor appointment at 2:40. I'll call you as soon as I get out.
All right.
All right, love you.
Love you too.
All right. Yeah, so we just gotta have a level of decorum, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just figure out how to love ourselves as black people. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Um, yeah, I got a lot of hate, right? I didn't know I made a video about, and all my Facebook people that follow me know this. I made a video about a white lesbian couple got mad because they got the wrong sperm, got a black baby, right? The point of the story is that I called the lady a stud, right? And so I probably got 30, 40 DMs, over 100 some comments telling me that white women can't be studs. I'm sorry. I didn't know the segregation rules of the lesbian community, bro. Don't beat me up, right? I don't have enough time to be going to war with lesbians, but why can't white women be studs? If a white woman act like a man, she not a stud. But don't curse me out. I'm just asking so I don't have these problems in the digital space of people cursing at me. Because one thing about me, you're not gonna really, you can voice your opinion and disagree with me. We can debate 7 days a week, but you're not gonna call me on my name. You're not gonna curse at me. I'm gonna block you instantly. Cause I control my life. Like I don't need the engagement of somebody that I don't agree with. That's disrespectful. Now we can engage and be on opposite sides of the spectrum and be respectful. If you come on my page, I'm cool with that. Like I ain't no baby. I'm man enough to have disagreements with people who have different points of views. But what you're not gonna do on the internet is call me out my name. Cause I'm not one of these dudes who need the engagement for a few dollars. Right? I'm not one of these niggas to get cursed out and be like, hey man, let's go on the live. As you see, I don't have many guests on my pod. I have either reputable sports writers, commentators, or friends that I have a great conversation with. I don't have to have people on my podcast that I don't like, right? Like I just don't. Like I built my platform off of my own wits and intelligence, and that's what I'm gonna live off of. Like so I got a comfortable house already. Like I'm not one of those internet niggas that came to the internet dusty and then you're gonna see me come up later. No, I had a nice life before I ever got a microphone, right? So that's why I don't have to get on here. I don't have to do the clout chasing. I don't have to bash women. I don't have to constantly bash kids. I don't have to bash black people. I don't have to bash white people. Like I don't have to bash nobody, right? I can say what I want and be honest about how I feel. That's why I'm one of the few platforms that advocate for black women, but do it in a way where I ain't pandering. You know what I mean? Because I got videos and content just like today where I'm giving black women some game and talking about how they need to correct themselves. But you never gonna get on here and cuss me out, talk to me crazy. So to you LGBT community, God bless you. I'm all down for debate, but don't get so incensed about the word stud, right? If me calling a white woman stud makes you mad, then you probably got some other mental health issues you dealing with, right? That's just that. And then the conversation twisted, and somebody asked me a question. I want to be honest about this question, but I want to first pose this question to my audience, right? And my question is this: do you believe same-sex couples should adopt children? Right? Me, I'm not the biggest advocate of it, right? Not only do I not believe same-sex couples shouldn't adopt children, I don't even believe people should be allowed to adopt a child of a different race. And I definitely don't believe a same-sex white couple should be able to adopt a little black child. No, man, it's just too many things that can happen out of innocence or frustration. And before I get all the weirdos on here, look, I know it's horrible black parents. It's horrible white parents. It's horrible heterosexual parents. But it takes a man and a woman to make a child, right? It takes a sperm and an embryo. Stop me when I'm wrong, right? So that's how you got here, because of a sperm and an egg. So if you decide that you want to have a relationship with the same sex, why do you want what's the proper word I'm looking for? What comes from a man-woman relationship? You don't get to have the benefits of a man-woman relationship and say, I only want to date the same sex. I'm sorry. Right? Like, let me think of an example. I can't say I want to smoke cigarettes and run a marathon. It just don't work, man. So no, I feel like if you made it in your mind, whatever is in your mind, I'm not getting into the debate whether you were born gay. I'm not even going to say gay people have something wrong with them mentally. I'm not going to disrespect gay people. But I am going to say I don't feel like same-sex couples should adopt children. When you decided to be in a full-blown relationship, you withdrew your right to say, oh, let me raise this baby. Let's have a child. We got to stop doing that shit. And we got to stop acting like we okay with that shit, bro. Like, I don't think a white couple should be able to adopt a black child. I'm sorry. Those are my opinions and my opinions only, but that's how I feel. And I definitely don't think two white gay men should be able to adopt a black child. In no form, no way, no how. They wouldn't let two gay black men adopt a white child. No way, no form, no how. So let's just be honest about these conversations, right? Once you decide that you don't want the conventional relationship that has been dominant since the evolvement of man that has reproduces people, you don't get to say, oh, I still want a baby. That's selfish. That's extremely selfish. I'm sorry. I feel like a baby is better off born staying in a group home than having same-sex parents, and definitely better off in a group home than having same-sex parents of the opposite race. And I don't even really, the opposite race talk is kind of janky because, like I said, they not gonna let two black homosexuals adopt a white baby nowhere. It ain't gonna happen. They gonna find some loophole. Yeah, we reviewed it and we have another family in Fresno and their application came in before yours. So I don't even know why people getting mad about it, but I'm telling the truth. And one more thing while I'm telling the truth, right? Women, And I know men, right? I don't think nobody has the right to be dishonest about their sexuality. You got a right to your sexuality. But if you a man and you bisexual, you are immoral if you don't tell a woman that you bisexual, right? It's unethical. If you're a woman and you're bisexual, you are immoral if you don't tell a man you dealing with that you bisexual, right? It's not fair to that person. And it happens more with men because men are more ashamed to live in their truth, right? But if you're a man and you having sex with a woman, or you in a relationship with a woman and you afraid to tell that woman that you bisexual, you a coward. Because now you have stripped that white right of that woman to make a choice. If you're a woman and you're in a relationship with a man and you're bisexual and you lying to that man, you're a coward because you stripped that man of having a choice, right? I've been in a relationship with a woman and found out she was bisexual and I broke up with her immediately because that's my preference, right? If I find out you've ever even had a bisexual, if I was dating a woman, if my wife told me right now she was with a woman before, which I know she hasn't because we've had this conversation, but if she did, I wouldn't want to be with her. That's my right, right? So when you loving and protecting and you in a relationship with somebody, you have the right to know what other type of sexual promiscuities they may have. So if you a man, again, right, and you running around here tiptoeing and you dating a woman and you got your chest out, you all ultraviolet, and then you like boy booty and you ain't telling that woman, you a coward. I'm sorry. Not to you women that are confident enough to own your bisexuality. I just want to say one thing. Stop confusing these kids going from man to woman to man to woman, right? I work in a school and kids tell me a lot of things. And I have had so many young boys and young girls tell me how ashamed they are, embarrassed they are, or frustrated they are because their mom is in a same-sex relationship. I don't want to give percentages out, but a large percentage in the Black community, in the inner city Black community of kids who are frustrated is either because the dad and the mom split up, maybe the dad started dating a woman of another race and he didn't abandon the kid, or the mom is in a same-sex relationship after being with a man, right? And I'm telling y'all, when you do that and you got a little Black boy, you dead wrong, right? For you to be a mom and let your kid see you in this lesbian relationship, you dead wrong. I'm sorry. And somebody got to tell y'all the truth because we in this rude culture, but it's a dishonest culture. Like, we scared to tell people the truth that they too fat to wear this Shein outfit, but then we cussing people out and we road raging each other in traffic. Like, it's a real confusing time for Americans, and I'm not adapting to it. I'm gonna be civil to everybody, but I'm gonna speak my mind about what I've seen and what I've observed. And if your baby daddy ain't shit, I pray for you, right? I wish you had picked a better man. I wish he was a better man. But even if you decide that you like women, right? Keep that lifestyle away from your child until your child is 18. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you that you putting an element of confusion on your child that wasn't available 20 years ago. And we just then took this whole same-sex agenda and just ran with it, right? Like, we always the guinea pigs for experimentation in the Black community, right? They want to start, they want to get a gay cheerleader, they throw a Black boy out there, right? We always the guinea pigs. We always the Tuskegee experiment of some shit, right? And I'm telling you this as someone who is very talented at working in the school system with troubled kids, and I'm extremely good with young Black boys. And I can tell you that I've never met a young Black boy that was happy, truly happy, and his behavior was good, and everything was good, with his parent, with his mom being with a lesbian after being with his daddy. Now, I can say 85, 90% of those guys show visual resentment. Don't shoot the messenger. I just want to tell the truth, right? And like I said, you could be a woman and you can be tired of man. Your baby daddy might be a whole hobo, right? And you say, you know what? I'm switching to the other side, right? I'm going to the Pride Parade. I like women now. That's your right. I don't pay your bills. That's your right. But the scars that you leaving on your child, the confusion and the anger that he walking around with at 14 years old, and he may go shoot up the Dollar General while my kid's in there, that's when it becomes my right. Concrete Genius Pod, man. Follow me on all socials. I appreciate y'all. Get a copy of my book, The Game Changer, 8 Tips for Men to Find Peace. And again, I'm not knocking anyone's sexual preferences. I'm not knocking anyone's choices. I'm not knocking anyone's ability to live the life that they choose. But all I'm saying is, think about the world you leaving your kids. I come from a generation where parents gave up their dreams to raise their kids. Now, is that right or wrong? Absolutely not. I'm not judging it. But what I'm saying is we didn't went from that extreme to the other extreme where it's basically like, fuck these kids. I'm going to live however I want to live. I don't care if I got 3 sons. I'm going to dress up like a slut and I'm going to twerk under a ceiling fan. So we didn't went from conservatism of preserving the image of the Black family to just, it don't matter. I'm going to go from having a baby daddy to a girlfriend to another baby daddy to another girlfriend. Now your 12-year-old son switching. And he think he fucking Tiana Taylor. So it's just all an element of confusion that the devil and this evil society has put on the Black community and eroded the core of the Black community. And am I perfect? Absolutely not. Am I telling you to be perfect? Absolutely not. But what I am telling you to do is present yourself to your children and to the youth of today, to the person that you want to be. I know for sure when I was a kid and my mama wanted to get away, I'm going to Bahamas. I'm going out of town. I'll be out of town a few days. Whatever she did out of town, God bless her. But I've never woke up and heard another man in my mama's house besides my dad. That's why I'm so confident. And that's another thing, right? If you a single mom, Concrete Genius Pod, man, my apologies in advance. If you a single mom and you bring 4 men to your house a year for 10 years, right? And you know you might stay in one of them apartments with them thin ass vanilla wafer walls, right? Just 4 men for 10 years. From the age of 5 to the age of 15, your son has seen 40 men come in your house. What do you think that's going to do about his self-esteem and the way he values women and the type of woman he's going to attract? Come on now, just work with me, walk with me. Like, the truth hurts, but the only way you can heal a wound is pour peroxide on it, right? So I don't want no problems. I just want us to be better to each other and better for our children in a world, shit's already getting crazy. Y'all watch the news every day. Y'all see what's going on in politics. Y'all see what's going on with the differences between the way white people and black people treated. Hell, the way Mexicans and black people treated. We a stepping stone for everybody. Everybody walk on the backs of black people. So we got to raise our standards to protect us. Like nobody gonna save us. They've been trying to wipe us out forever and nobody's gonna save us. But now we doing them the favors, man. At first it was just the gangbanging. Now it's the gangbanging, it's the sexuality, it's the promiscuity, it's the immaturity, it's the alcoholism, it's the drug usage, it's the partying. We gotta grow the fuck up as people or we gonna be doomed forever. Concrete Genius Pod, man, I appreciate y'all tapping in. If you watching live on YouTube or Facebook, drop a like, drop a heart, drop a comment, share. This is straight knowledge, straight game, gloves off, truth off. I walk with God. So if you don't like what I'm saying, you free to disagree with me. Just don't talk to me like you ain't got no sense because I'm gonna block you, right? I'm just gonna be honest with you, right? Whatever you think you're gonna say, if you type it and you wouldn't say it to my face, don't send it because I'm gonna block you. Because I love my life. So I don't have time in my framework on this universe to be here arguing with somebody that's an imbecile. So again, and last but not least, then I gotta go to the eye doctor. I don't care about foreigners in Black Americans' business. I just don't, right? I am a fourth generation homeowner in my family, right? And my great grandfather was born in like the 1860s, bro. So I ain't seen men in my family be a bum. So I don't give a damn about what somebody got to say whose grandfather was born in Africa. I just don't. Like, your opinion is cool. You come over here, get your money. But anything negative you got to say about black people is irrelevant. Because you ain't been through what I've been through. You ain't walked through what I walked through. You know what I'm saying? I could care less. I don't care where you from. I don't care what accent you got. It's a whole world of weirdos trying to provoke black people. And we have to take it upon ourselves to not be provoked. We have to take it upon ourselves to be stronger, be smarter, be more diligent in how we feel about ourselves, our self-esteem, and maintain that. So when you see ignorance online, ignore it, block it, right? And then about this whole N-word debacle. Don't let that shit make you mad, right? Because it's like this whole new wave of non-black people getting off saying nigga, right? And if you let somebody non-black say nigga around you, you a weirdo. I'm not advocating for violence because if somebody around me say it weird and I don't feel like doing it, I'm just gonna get away from them. But in no way am I gonna be in a friendly association or relationship with somebody that says nigga and they not black. I'm sorry. Because right now the cameras and the streamers got all these Mexicans and Africans and Filipinos and whites and all these engagement baiters saying nigga for content. But you want to know, you want to show me you tough and you a white man or you a Mexican or you an Arab or you a Filipino and you feel like you got the right to say nigga. I want you to say nigga in a crowded elevator in Chicago. Just with 3 black folks on it. I want you to say nigga in a crowded elevator in Milwaukee, in Detroit. You know what I mean? St. Louis, Jackson, Mississippi. Matter of fact, if you really tough and you not black, but you feel like you got a right to say nigga, say it in jail. That's when I'm gonna know you tough, right? You a white man, you run around here saying nigga, that's your freedom of speech. But you really just doing it to engage and incite and cause trouble. But if you really, really tough, cut the cameras off and say it in an elevator full of black people. Go to a black basketball game on the south side of Chicago and be like, what's up, my nigga? And then I'm going to really know you about that action. But until you can do that, you wetback, you guap, whatever you is, until you can do that, you just talking, man. You just talking. You just a mutt. You just trying to snuggle up to white supremacy, hoping they going to throw you a doggy bone. But the one thing you got to understand is racism and it's classism. And that's a different dance, right? And I'm not saying they not intermingled a little bit, but once you get to a certain level of classism, the racism hit different, right? So all you poor people at the bottom that's doing the racist, playing the racist shit, they just using you as pawns, especially if you poor and white or you poor and Mexican and you try and be racist to black people, you poor and Asian, you just a pawn. You can't even walk in the gate of a rich white person. You can't even come in the neighborhood. Nah, man. So the thing about money is once you get enough of it, somebody gonna, even if they don't like you, they gonna know you supposed to be where you at because they there. So they use poor whites and poor blacks and poor other races. They use y'all like pawns to incite the tension on the world while they robbing you blind. You want to really make yourself mad? Start looking at some of the income and donations of some of these politicians, right? Some of these pastors, right? Some of these people that incite you to feel bad about words. Start looking at the income of them. Start looking at the income of the people that's lying to you, because that's when you're going to really find your truth at. Concrete Genius Pod, man, I love y'all. Tap in. Follow me on all socials. Get a copy of my book, The Game Changer, 8 Tips for Men to Find Peace, man. We do this. Peace.